It's actually crazy how many people are spreading rumors, lies, and just trolling everyone on the internet about the PS5's pricing. Here comes a rant. Alright guys, welcome back to Rarity Games. I needed to get this one out real quick. I've been seeing all over the internet, everywhere, that people think the PS5 is going to be almost $800 or $700. While $700 seems a little more possible, I don't think it's likely. Now, this is going to be my opinion, but also based on a lot of logical and factual information. You guys are taking all of these trolls and all of these rumors and you're smashing them together and spreading them like wildfire, and you're just plain wrong. First things first, I want to get into what is inside this console. We have a brand new AMD Zen 2 CPU. That is not something that is available on the market. We have an amazingly powerful graphics card. We have amazing internals in this console regardless, most of which is not available to the public yet. Now, if you go online right now and try to buy yourself an AMD Ryzen top of the line CPU or a graphics card from AMD, which AMD is what PlayStation and Xbox are both using, if you go try and do that, you will run, just for the CPU and just for the GPU, you will run prices upwards of $600 to $800. That is just two components that are involved in a PC or a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Two components, and you're running around that $600 price point. So why are so many people frustrated and mad at hearing a high price point like $600 or $700? Me personally, I believe that the console will be $600, and then the digital version will be around $500, possibly $550. That is a complete educated guess. I could be completely wrong. If anything, it's going to be on the higher side, and they have every right to do that, because of, if you look at the pricing and try to build something even close to the equivalent of what this console is going to be, you're gonna run yourself upwards of $1,000 to $1,200. If you want a top of the line PC right now, you can go above $2,000, and you people are mad that you might have to spend $600. Get used to it, because if you want graphics that are this good, if you want processing power that's this good, if you want particle effects and epic load times that are this good, you might want to get used to emptying your wallet real quick. And you're complaining about the 1 terabyte SSD? Are you kidding me? You buy a 1 terabyte SSD on the cheaper end right now is $120. I put one in my PS4. It cost me $120. Like, if you want a 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte SSD, you're going up to $200. You better just be ready to drop those two knots on it. Like, come on guys, you need to stop complaining. That's the first thing. I just wanted to get that out there. Alright, so let's dig into these price points and these comparisons just a little bit. I just want to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here. So, I've pulled together a few things. Take a look at this. Here, you will see the actual specs of both the Series X and PlayStation 5. Now, of course, these are all subject to change slightly. They haven't, whatever. This is for sure the specs we have as of now. And you're looking at what I talked about. The Zen 2 core processor, 8 cores, 3.8, 3.5 gigahertz, and then we have a 12 teraflop AMD RDNA 2. PlayStation 5 is running an RDNA 2 as well, 10 teraflops. So they're right around the same kind of console. So They vary a little bit depending on how they chose to do things. And then they're running 16 gigs of GDDR6 RAM. So now let's go take a look at some comparisons in prices. All right, GDDR6 RAM right here. There's a bunch of lists, a bunch of stuff that you can see here. GDDR6 RAM is not very common right now because you can't really get it on the market, but you can get a bunch of DDR4s and things similar. I'm not the biggest pro in the computer world, so don't listen to me on that front, but I do know how to compare prices. So right here up front, you can look at the ranges of prices. I typed in GDDR6 RAM, as you can see. We got 360, 1800, 320, 180. Okay, so right here, some DDR4, but it's only 8 gigs of RAM. So, again, you can look and see that the prices are a bit insane. So, like, if you want to refine it, here we go, 16 gigs. So we'll type that in too, and we'll go 16 gigs of GDDR6 RAM. Okay, now, again, doesn't have a search result for it because the thing doesn't even exist yet. We only got DDR4s here all across the board. Then this would be the closest comparison to what we have. Doesn't look easy to price match when you're talking about a PS5, huh? Go up to the next one. AMD, Ryzen. These are some of their better processors here. From low end to high end, you can look right across the prices. Goes up to almost a couple grand. Now that's their Threadripper. That is one of the best processors you can buy on the market. But looking at the other similar prices, and then we got 12 core, 6 core. Here we go, 8 core. So that the rate about there is a comparable. It's the Ryzen 7, but they have a Zen 2 processor. Again, not on the market. This is around 280. So back to the DDR. So let's say about $300 right there for the RAM, and around $300 for the processor. Okay, cool. And then we'll look at the AMD RDNA 2. Doesn't exist on the market, but the closest comparable would be the Radeon RX 5700. Now, I searched exactly what is in the console, but that doesn't exist, as I said, so we're looking at comparable prices. 400, 400, 700, 300. Now, what was that again? We have a 36 CUs, 2.2 gigahertz, let me see, 52 CUs. Yeah, there ain't nothing really comparable out there because it is way better than anything on the market. Now, this is going to change a lot of things, and these graphics cards and processors that are in these new consoles will be available on the market shortly after the consoles come out. But you can look at the price comparison here and doing some quick math off of just 3 of the major parts that are inside this console. You can see, just by looking at what I showed you there, we're going to average anywhere from $800 to $1,000, and those are just 3 of the major components. You guys got to realize that we are getting a super deal here, like super deal. Now, what Microsoft and Sony do is they buy in bulk. Obviously, they have a deal with AMD. They have different ways of doing things. They process and manufacture millions of these things at a time. Millions of these CPUs, millions of the GPUs, all the parts. So they get a big deal on it. So that's what makes them able to lower the price, of course. But if you were to go out there and try to build a console that's or a PC that's comparable to these consoles that are coming out, you're looking at least spending around $1,500. And that's just a quick guess. So, for anyone that has a problem with spending anywhere from $600 to $800 on an Xbox Series X or a PS5, you are sadly mistaken, my friend. That's all, folks. Keep on gaming.